Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to Mind, Body, and Heart Tarot Therapy. I'm here to do the reading for whatever is left of July. Sorry about this, guys. It's been a crazy month, and I just haven't had the time to put out the readings earlier. But as you know, these are rather timeless, and if you get I don't know, if you bump into this type of reading and you listen to it, it's probably a message for you in there. So I'm not usually drawn to ritual, and I know that neither are you, Aquarius, but for some reason I really felt that I wanted to light up these candles and to light up some Palo Santo to really clear out the space for this reading. So I don't know. It may be an important reading or an important time for you to get this reading. I've pre-shuffled your cards already. So this reading is a general reading for Sun, Moon, and Rising sign Aquarius for the second half of July, probably beginning of August as well. But it's just a way to look at the current energies. It's just like the way we can take these readings is literally as if you were looking at a map, and it doesn't tell you what to do, it doesn't tell you what you're supposed to be doing, it doesn't tell you the future, it doesn't tell you the past. It tells you the current energies and the options that you have, maybe. So it's up to you how you use these readings, and the reason why you're even watching for tarot readings on YouTube. Just don't give your power away. Don't take anything for like the future. There is no fixed future. We can choose how we respond to the current energies. There you go. I knew it's gonna be a tough talk. So this is your current energy. I'm gonna do the reading a little bit more structured than usually. I usually like to flow, but this month I feel like I need to say that this is your current energy, that this is your challenge position. Now I'm taking a card for your advice. And the fourth card is an outcome. Almost. Well, there we go. Outcome. Well, when I say outcome, it doesn't mean it's a fixed outcome. It's more of a... Okay, stop banning, go away. It's more of a possible course of action. Or where does this take you, you know? Given the current energy, given your challenge and your advice, what is a possible... outcome for this situation, sort of a conclusion, but it's not fixed in time. This is one of the reasons why I don't like to assign these positions. I kind of take always into consideration what's supposed to be the position, but I don't read it as such because it tends to give people an idea in their heads that, okay, this is going to happen. It's fixed. I can't do anything about this, but it's not what tarot is about, right? Tarot is not going to tell you a fixed future. I want to make perfectly clear. Let's clarify these cards before we get into the story. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. You'll get used to the way I read. It's a little bit different. I don't actually get that much into the story. I talk more about the energy of the cards. Alright, so this is clarifying the Three of Swords. And I also always read the cards together with their clarifiers because it's always a duality of energies. Like whatever situation you are involved in or whatever story you are part of or living right now, there's always two main energies working in that story, in the dynamics. That's why it's a dynamics. If it's just one, it's not going to be a dynamics. It's static, right? But it's always the dynamics of energy. So yeah, this is why I'm reading them together. Okay, what's the clarifier for the Five of Wands? What is the Five of Wands there as your challenge position? Okay. Told you it's going to be a big reading. Look at these cards. Goodness. The world. That's your challenge. Oof. Okay, what do we have for the Hierophant? As your advice. The Tower. Unbelievable. By the way, I had exactly the same position for the Tower for Capricorn before you. So, if you do have Capricorn in your chart as well, well, you better really listen to this message, because it seems to come strongly. And yeah, I will get into it. And there you go, 2 cards for your outcome position, which is Strength and the 6 of Pentacles. Beautiful. And again, bottom of the deck to go along with your King, Knight of Wands, we have the 3 of Pentacles. Alright guys, let's just go into it. We'll dive straight in. This is the 3 of Pentacles with the Knight of Wands is your underlying energy. This is your theme of this reading. It's probably why you decided to look for a reading. What is it that you're working with right now? So you're working with the Knight of Wands is an energy that's very, very enthusiastic, very forward moving, based on experience. Like somebody who's like really, really looking forward to have the experience, and somebody who's expanding through experience and learning through experience. And it comes with the 3 of Pentacles, which is a card that reminds us of people working together from different backgrounds, with different trainings to do something. Like for example, these people are building a cathedral. One might be a designer, the architect, one might be the engineer, one might be the construction site worker, I don't know. But the point is that it's a part of collaboration, and it's about understanding that we can connect, and we have this experience, right? We can enjoy that experience of diving into other people's worlds from different backgrounds. We don't necessarily need to only connect with just the people that confirm our reality. Say, for example, they say that people that are alike, they kind of get together. There was a saying for that, I forgot it right now, but never mind. The point is that we tend to do this, and that we do that because it's comfortable, right? We get surrounded with the people that really, really get us. We get surrounded with the people that can confirm that my thoughts, my reality makes sense. And we need that in order to make sense of our reality. It's a sort of like a reality check. It's a sort of like, okay, if more people believe in what I believe, then this must be true. There must be something to it. And I get it, and it makes sense, and especially it makes sense in troubled times where there's a lot happening, when there's a lot of challenges, and where we get to maybe question ourselves a little bit more, to the point of like not trusting myself. And that's scary. That's why we tend to surround ourselves with people that can confirm to us that my reality makes sense. But this is not a time to make sense out of the reality. This is a time to explore different realities. This is a time to explore, get to meet these people, get to work with different people from different backgrounds, get to connect with people from different backgrounds. But connect doesn't mean like I show you what my life is like in order to convince you that this is the way to live, or in order to convince you this is not the way to live. No, it's just like really being curious about somebody else, really exploring, really having the experience of living like these people. If you travel, for example, and the Knight of Wands is a very, like, it's the traveler, it's Sagittarius energy, by the way. If you kind of like, if you're traveling the world, you can go as a tourist and go to the touristic places and see this and that, check there into your little map. Okay, I've seen Sicily, I've seen these parts of I don't know, the Colosseum. I've seen it. But you can also travel by literally like meeting the local people, living a little bit like the local people, going to the places where they eat, going to the places where they hang out, with themselves, by themselves, living their life. This is another way to connect. And for some reason, I feel like it's called upon you, or you are working at making these connections in order to expand your reality, not just confirm your reality. Like you have enough structure, you seem to have a little bit of a grip of what your reality is about, and you have enough structure to expand, to grow further, to look beyond the limits of your current reality. I hope that makes sense to you. And your current energy is the Three of Swords with the Wheel of Fortune. And contrary to most beliefs, the Three of Swords is not really that bad card. It actually shows that your mind is expanding. You see, the whole numerology aspect of it. You have the one, which is the thesis. It's something suddenly appearing into your mind reality, because it's swords, right? And the two is duality, is the birth of duality, it's the antithesis. You still seeing things through contrast, through choices, through differentiation. The threes are like one and two coming together to grow, make something bigger. And there you go, you have another three here. So the way it's a card of integration, and it's a card of expansion. So this Three of Swords is expanding your mind to accommodate your heart. And yes, that sometimes means a lot of processing of past pain. That's why a lot of people assume somehow that this is always about heartbreak and pain, but it can literally be aligning your mind with your heart. These three swords are piercing the heart, not to hurt it. There's no blood coming out here. They're just like united together. And of course, it's up to you how you take this and how much of a drama this becomes for you. Depends also what is it that you're really processing right now. But Three of Swords is your mind expanding, and it has to do with accommodating your heart's desire. What is it that you really want? Integrating the experience to grow into something bigger. You are growing as a person as we speak, Aquarius, and that's absolutely beautiful. And there you go, it comes with the Wheel of Fortune, which is the card of Jupiter, which means expansion. You're expanding your mind as we speak. The the Wheel of Fortune is a 10, right? So it's in the major arcana. It's a mid, so it's in the middle cycle. It's an end of a lower cycle and the beginning of a higher cycle in your expansion as an individual, as a person. And the Wheel of Fortune has to do a lot with growth and with change, with real change. Again, it's an end of a cycle, and that means that you've gone like full circle in an aspect of your life. You've learning from it, and we're getting there. And this is what seems to be your challenge, actually, moving on to that next level, to the next step. You're holding something with you from your past experience that seems to be hard to let go. It's very important for you to figure out what that is, in order, because sometimes it's just there, it feels just like a baggage, something that holds me back. I don't know what it is, but I just find myself somewhat stuck. But having this in your current energy, it shows me that the expansion is happening already. You are not stuck right now, you're expanding, but you can see that as you go in like a high speed, the Wheel of Fortune is and again, it seems to be a rapid movement of energy right now. It takes you to this challenge of putting yourself out there as the new you, as after this processing is done, or as this processing is done, to really incorporate and integrate that into the new being that you become, right? And the world is a card of graduation. It's a card of like, it's 21, it's the end of the cycle, it's the last card of the major arcana. And the next one is the, I know it's not the last one, it's Judgment is the last one. Anyway, wait, sorry, I'm just confused in my own mind right now. It does not matter. It's the end of the cycle. It's the end. It is before. It's the end of the whole arcana before the new journey comes in with the Fool, right? Which is the end and the beginning. But this is a card of full integration of your experience and graduating from the school of life, of the school. You know, each and every experience, that especially patterns that are being repeated, they are lessons that we need to learn in order to grow as souls, in order to truly find the wisdom in and heal a core wound that we've been carrying for maybe an entire lifetime or a few more lifetimes. This is a little bit karmic as well, so it may have to do with processing of not just something of this lifetime, but a few more. But it's an energy that you've been carrying for a long time, I suppose. And the five of wands is you know, it's when people when we go out there and you show what you're made of, right? You're showing what you're made of. This is a friendly competition. This is people getting together. They're not there to harm themselves. Of course, it can end up being a more of a conflict rather than a competition, but that depends how straightforward people are, and if they come there to show what they're made of, or if they come there to win over other people. But that's more like the Five of Swords. This is still like, this is very a card with a lot of potential, and it's a five again. It's an expansion. It's growing from the Four, which has stability. It's moving forward. Where, in which direction we move forward? Well, we're gonna meet all these people, and we're going to compete in this healthy show of not necessarily of power, but one's abilities. Okay, oh, look, this is what I can do. Oh, this is what I can do with this wand. Oh, and I can do it like this, and oh, and I can fence it off like this. Uh, and since you've been having troubles, maybe allowing yourself to come show up like this, to really allow yourself to not to show off, but to really show up. Exactly, to show up as yourself, as your integrated self. There's this separation that you've been carrying for a long time, say mind versus emotions. And come on, Aquarius, this is you. This is so you, with being able to dissociate from emotions. And this Three of Swords may be starting integrating these more difficult memories and emotions within yourself and process them. And that is teaching you a great lesson and expansive lessons, but you're not so sure about yourself right now. And it's your advice, I mean, like, this is your challenge, right? This is why you feel like that is difficult for you right now. And you'll overcome this. This is just what you're learning. This is your lesson. Your lesson is how to integrate and how to show up with my integrated self. After the duality has collapsed, after there's you know, it's always going to be like this. Duality is being formed in order, like, separate from the self, and I see myself as a separate self from the unity, from the whole, from the world, in a way. But then once I learned whatever lesson I'm meant to learn through that separation, I come back to the whole. This is what the whole journey is about. And we're going to have a number of these dualities that we were going to resolve, and we're going to bring them into a whole again, into an integrated self that we're going to show into the world again. And that's we growing up, that's us learning, that's us expanding our consciousness. And then new dualities and new lessons are going to come through that are going to be again integrated, and so on and so on. This is it. This is how we are expanding. This is how we are growing. Your advice being the Hierophant and the Tower. Again, these are together. It's very important to read them together. I think that you're being advised to let go of whatever you believed before in everything. If you believed in that the earth is flat, or that you are I don't know, you are a separate self, or that you believe that you are part of the whole, or you believe whatever school of thought you're coming from. And this has to do with institutionalized belief. This has to do with like what you've been programmed to believe. It's not something that comes from your life experience. Is not coming from something that you truly understood and experienced and tasted for yourself. This is something that you've learned. So you're being asked with the tower to allow whatever fortress had been created, that defense mechanism that you've been learned. Oh, in order to feel safe, I learned to believe in a Christian God, for example, and this Christian God has these abilities and these attitudes, and I need to do this and this and this to please this God and be a good Christian. This is just an example. You can apply with pretty much everything. The way I show up into the world. Oh, in order to be a good person, it doesn't matter. It doesn't need to be religious. I need to do this, and this. I need to be a good daughter or son, or I need to be a good wife. And in order to be a good wife, I need to do this, and this. Sometimes our versions of what that means can be very, very different. We Aquarians, for example, I have an Aquarius moon. I don't usually like to talk about this, but I just want to show that I understand this energy very, very deeply. We are showing love by giving space. We are showing love and respect to other people by allowing them to have a safe space, by holding space, by being protective in that way. But to some people that sounds incredibly cold, and they feel left out and they feel pushed away. So my idea, my belief system of what showing love means can be very different. This is just an example. Again, the point is to pinpoint within yourself what are your beliefs that are prominent right now, that are really defining your reality as it is, and allow them to sort of collapse, because this is what is going to allow you to expand. And there's another card of integration, there's another card of like bringing things together to become something bigger. And this is a card of friendship, this is a card of emotions coming together, this is a card of connecting with a support group. And here you go, another support group, but this is like soul family, and it comes with the Six of Pentacles and the Strength card. So this is just fantastic, because the Six of Pentacles is learning how to really learning how to share without depleting myself, learning how to be kind without being abused. A lot of people just take the kindness for foolishness, don't overgive, but don't be too stingy either. How to show up from a place of loving kindness and compassion. This person is compassionate to give, and these people are not in a lower position for taking. They are it's a kind of gratitude, right? They are grateful that this person has more and is willing to give, and this person is grateful for having the opportunity to give. Taking and give are just as important, and some of us, we gotta really learn how to also receive, not just to give. So take a look at how much you give and how much you're taking in your relationships, especially because it's about the Three of Cups. It's about relationships, in your friendship relationship, with your family relationships. And that's gonna require strength to really look for real, not from a place of being triggered, not from the place of the story, but from a place of observant, being able to be observant, being able to tame the inner child, being able to tame the beast within you and befriend that beast within you that's always wanting more, that's always feeling like it didn't get enough, that's always wanting, like, this expansion does not mean me growing to have more and want more all the time. It's not about the craving. This expansion is understanding that the craving is not The craving for goods, the craving for more love, the more friends, more respect, more in my career, higher position, higher status, more. It's not about that. That's not expansion. That's just showing. Of course, these can be a consequence of my growth, if that is the case, but it's not the goal, right? And you need strength to see this, and you need strength to look within yourself and see where you've been giving too much and take responsibility for that. Not, oh my God, I've been giving too much, and look at these people, they are so ungrateful to me, they don't give back. These people are horrible. No, it's not about this. It's about me giving too much. Why am I giving too much? It's pretty clear that these people can't give back. They just don't have the position to give back to me right now. And yet I'm giving everything I have and then I expect it back from them. How is that a fair exchange? That's not going to help everyone or anyone. And also look at where I haven't been giving, where I felt like a little bit stingy, where I felt like I need to hold on to everything and block people out, where I felt that like I can't allow myself to be vulnerable, or don't, this is too valuable for me to give it away. And it requires strength, but it also builds strength. Once you're learning how to do this, your relationships are just going to be taken to a completely different level, and that's real power. Generosity, kindness, and vulnerability are the real power. Power does not mean having power over someone else. Power does not mean being able to control. And you know this, Aquarius, you're not a power-driven sign, and lucky you there. But really be careful with this Hierophant, because you're a fixed sign, and you can be very open-minded. You can really see the big picture. You are very, very intuitive and understanding of consciousness as a whole. You understand human nature more than everyone, any other sign, and you have the greater good in mind the whole time. You're the humanitarian in a sense. But you really gotta look at your beliefs of what good and bad means, of what comfort means, of what, if you want to make a change into the world, and if you really, really want to help, gotta make sure that you understand other people's values as well, not just your own. And your idea of good and other people's ideas of good may be quite different. This is why you got this tower here, and it's important for you to allow it to happen. It's vital right now for your change and for your growth, and for expansion, for real growth, for taking in, jumping into the new chapter of your life, which it's done with excitement, because it's a lesson learned, it's integration, and it's growth to the next level, whatever that means to you. Aquarius, this is beautiful. I think you won't have much troubles doing this. You can be quite analytical and very open-minded. It is a little bit challenging to allow these belief system to kind of fall apart and open up for new, because you're a fixed sign. But call upon yourself also to other energies that you hold strongly in your chart. For example, I see Sagittarius here, with the Wheel of Fortune, which is Jupiter. So that's why I'm actually calling out on Sagittarius here. Maybe you have Sagittarius in your sign. Maybe you have people in your life that are Sagittarius that can actually, you can understand a little bit how is that they see the world without judgment, just learning from that, incorporate this, allow this to kind of crack your fixed vision of the reality. Maybe Leo, maybe Libra, look around. I think that's Taurus. Look around people, or look around your chart, and allow the energies to mix, allow the integration to happen. There's 3 threes in this reading. It's very important to understand that you're in a period of really integrating, really, really growing from your own experience. That's fantastic. I'm sure this is gonna expand longer than just this last 2 weeks of July, so stay tuned in with this process. Allow yourself to really feel through it, and to allow your reality, your belief system to be totally disintegrated. This is when we are opening up for new. This is when we are opening up for experience and for real growth. Go out there, Aquarius. I love you. This is fantastic. I'll see you here next time. If you do resonate with this reading, please like, share, and subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you soon.